Hi everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to do a craft room tour today. I get asked about my craft room a lot, so I'm going to share it today. It's been a few years since I last done a craft room tour. I've since moved, so everything's changed. So this is me standing just outside the door. It's a small space. I'm going to call this the compact Ikea craft room tour because everything's Ikea pretty much in this room. So I'm now inside looking back at the door so you can just get an idea of the space. So I've shared a lot of this on how I organise videos. So what I'll probably do throughout this craft room tour is I'll link up videos to show you, you know, parts of the room in more detail if you want to look at it. But this is how everything looks there. So we'll go over into this corner. So this is kind of hidden when I have the door open most of the time. So I've just got a couple of frames there. They're kind of shadow box frames with two of my, well, the whole three of my first ever collection that I launched with Made to Surprise. So I've just got a memory there. So they're just on the wall. And then I'm going to try and make sure I go quite steady with the camera. Down on the floor here, I have a little footstool, all my grey boards, spare mats, glass mat, things like that. And then in the corner, just behind this little unit, I've just got rolls and things like that. Got some crafty bags there that I've been given as gifts, one with my brand there, Mixed Up Craft, and then I got a Made to Surprise, really lovely. And I've got one there as well, another one which is about crafting. And then if we come back up onto the back of the door, so this is where I organise all of my ribbons. You'll see some of my gift bags on the top there as well. These are ones that I just haven't given away yet. But I have all of my ribbons organised by colour, and they're all on these individual ring pulls. You can see all the blues together there. I've got the yellows and oranges, just need to put that yellow one away. And then you can see along here, there's all the pinks and whites and so on. So I've got a video showing you how to organise these, where I got my clips from and the rings and the hooks and everything. So I'll link that one up here now. But that's just such a great way to kind of, you know, utilize all the space that you may have, and it's really nice. I'm very much a visual person. I like to be able to see everything, then I'm reminded, you know, to use it. So it might be something that some of you, if you haven't already done it, you might want to try. Then I've got a little bit of a creative wall here. There's a scrapbook layout I shared that on the channel. Try not to get the glare there we go. That's my mum and my sister when we went to the craft show a couple of years ago. And then I've got the Creative Stamping magazine. That's my card on the front, and it's a crafting related card. So I just thought it looked really nice to have it framed in my craft room. And then I've got a mixed media canvas there, altered canvas that I made during a Facebook Live. I love that. Every morning I look at it when I come in. I've got a little piece of art there that my friend got me. And then here I have my Cricut. So this is a really cool piece of you know, kind of storage furniture. I kind of want to recommend it, and I also don't want to recommend it, because this actually came faulty. And when I looked at the reviews on Amazon, so this is the one of the few pieces that aren't Ikea. Everything else pretty much after this is. But the thing I love about this is it's double-sided. It's actually a dining room table, but this will come up, and then if I just pan out there, underneath here you have, there's like an arm that comes out and it clips into this little piece just there. And it's just amazing. If you've got a small space, it's brilliant to put your cutting machines on. That's all just vinyls and leads for them and stuff. But I can just bring that up, bring my chair next to it, and I basically work in this section here. And also if I did need more space, or I had other people around crafting, there's another one on the other side. I haven't actually screwed that one on yet, but that hangs down and you can see how it comes out as a very large table. But inside the shelving's the wrong way. I actually prefer it how I've put it, but that's faulty. That's not how it should be. So I recommend it, but also if you get one that's like mine, maybe they fixed it by now, I'm not sure. But it is brilliant if you've got a small space but you like to use your cutting machines. Then I've got my card display here. They need organising. I need to sort them out actually. That's where they all go. I need to make some boxes for them as well, get them in cellophane. So there's a few older ones there. I found some Christmas cards that I never used from last year, and a lot of these you'll recognise because they're all going to get used in due course. But it's a really lovely piece of storage. So first of all, we'll start on this side, seeing as that's where I'm going. So if I just pan out a little bit more here, you can see what I've done here is I've got two Billy bookcases, one with the doors on, one without. And this is the slimline Billy, and I've put that on its side, and I've popped that on top of the Linnmon desk, and that's the 200. They don't do that length anymore. I'm pretty sure they don't do, oh, no, sorry, they do the length, it's the width. The width of this one is 65 or 60. They don't do that wide anymore. I think they do 40 something. Anyway, then I've got 4 Alex drawers underneath. And then this one here is actually a Hobbycraft unit, but I just took the wheels off. I actually cut the top as well, just so I could fit it in there. And then this lovely little trolley I picked up recently from Amazon, and it fit in there perfectly. So there's not too much I can really show in there, because that's the cupboard where I keep all of my made to surprise. So there's future collections in there. So unfortunately, I'm going to keep that one closed just to make sure I don't share things that I shouldn't. But on the top there, I've just got past Papercraft Society boxes that I've designed. So that's my first one. That's the under the water one. And then you can see the latest Christmas one. But we'll start down here. I like this little station here. So this is all my Nuvo embellishment drops, and then in the middle this is a Tonic's tea cake box, but there was 36 of them in there. But I keep all my embellishments, so I have them all in little, you know, plastic packets so I can see them all. But it's really nice. This is kind of like the finishing station, I would say, when you've made your cards and then you just want to add a little bit of extra something to them. That's where I go. And then hanging just here, I've shared this before, is just the swatches for the Nuvo, which I need to update. And then into these drawers. Now, to be honest, these aren't all full because I've just got so much storage now. It's just nice that to have the space. I don't like just stuff crammed in. It's just not how I can work. But on the top here, we've got scissors, tools, punches, all my glue sticks. I probably need to move them with the glue gun, to be honest. But anyway, that's in that one. And then let's go down to this one. We've got pens, more stationery kind of stuff in that one there. All kinds of bits and bobs. And then this one here, we've got lots of cutting knives, tools, like the hammer, and then a couple of these. These are the explosion boxes. They're really hard to store. Obviously, I can't put them in that unit. So I've just got them in the drawer. Nothing really exciting. In here, I've got that's my craft iron, little Gemini mini that I don't use anymore. And then I've got in here the foil press, Gemini foil press, and these are swatches from Paper Mill Direct and also the paper box. And then down here, bit of a mishmash really. I've got all my lexicon cards. I like using these for home decor. And then I've got some napkins for when I do the napkin techniques. These are things, sometimes I use them for magazine commissions, straws and things like that. That was sent to me. I've already got one on my desk, so that's a spare to use later. And then notepads, I've got coasters there again. Bits and pieces in here really for magazine commissions, but also mixed media canvases. These are all paintbrushes which are dried hard, but I don't throw them away because they're nice to use on your canvases and stuff. And then over onto this side here. So in here I've got all my ink cubes, so just the smaller ink cubes. Some blending things. I've got spare, they're doubles of the distressed inks, and then you've got here blending brushes, your little sponges and things like that. And then in this one, this is full of glitter. These are all the Wham branded compartments, and they fit really nice into the Alex drawers. So it's just really nice to be able to see everything at a glance. And then this one here, I've got all my mediums, so pastes, opal polishes, different mousses, gilding waxes, and then there's the swatches there for them as well. That's an embossing paste. And then in this one, this is all the Arteza mica powder, mixed media bits and pieces. I've got some air dry clay, and then in that box is the gilding flakes. See them all there. And then this one is full of all my paints. So palettes there, I've got acrylics, and then I've got my, is it the Ganzai Kambi? I always never pronounce it properly. I'm sure they are. I've got some Arteza stuff, other paints and things are all in there as well. And then, so I got this one, not because I was desperate for storage, but I just wanted something to fill that space so it doesn't become a bit of a dumping ground. It's really sweet. It's very inexpensive. I think I only paid about $14.99. If I just come back a bit, you can see you get the hooks that come on the side of it. It's really easy to put together. So I've just got all my twines and strings and stuff on the top there. And then just some A5 coloured cardstock. And then the bottom's just got a couple of my larger embossing folders there. Then I've got this on here. I do need to finish labelling some of it because I changed it all around, so some of the labels aren't on there just because I've obviously moved things around. But the top here is what it is there. So it says mirror and glitter card scraps. So this is just where I keep all the mirror and glitter card scraps. I go to this a lot because I find that I use a lot of these smaller pieces for, you know, little flowers, tiny little embellishment, centres of flowers, things like that. So that goes, you know, does get used a lot. Then in here I've got all the flower forming foam. So that's your thin 0.5 or 0.2 mil foam. And that's more colours of it there as well. To be honest, all of that's from the charity shops. I scored quite well with that, so need to start using it. Then in here is the thicker fun foam. So this is your 2 mil. So this is what I use to back a lot of my sentiments. I always, very rarely will I stick a sentiment just straight onto the card. I'll always add some foam to it. So I've got it, the white, and then this is all the different colours. And this is always in the kids section. A couple of £1 for a big block of it. And you've got a variety of colours there. This is foam, but it's felt foam, so it's got a texture onto it. Haven't used too much of this. This was given to me. I need to kind of think up. I think the greens and reds actually could use nice to die cut, like Christmas trees. Maybe, you know, the poinsettia flowers would be nice die cut with that actually. So there's an idea. And then in this one here I have acetate sheets, vellum sheets and masking sheets. So it kind of needs sorting. So I've also got shrink plastic in there now, but I've got all that Christmas lovely acetate there. You can see all the different ones. So I think I need to sort that one out. And then the bottom here is copy paper. So I've just got a block of it there. And then onto these two here. These are the ones that I use the most. That one I'm not going to open because that has got some card samples of some ideas that I need to pitch. So I'm going to leave that one. This one here, embossing envelope maker. These are my concertina files with just bits and pieces in. And then I did have cards hanging from these, but I've recently been changing things up, so I kept them in there. And these are really good hooks to stick on units and stuff. They're really strong. I get them off Amazon. And then there's just some old bingo things. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I like them. So again, it's not really, that's why I'm always a bit funny about doing craft room tours, because I don't know. Anyway, that's my loom, which I was doing. I've done a lovely project, so I finished that. And this is a new Afghan loom, which I am going to start. I promised myself I'd start it during this holiday, but I haven't. So it's certainly going to be something to sit down and make something nice. This is full of all of my punches. I've got the circle cutting system there. That's the We Are Memory Keepers alphabet, and then my edge punches. But again, go to this a lot, mainly for the circle punches and the square ones there. I've got a tag maker as well. And then in here, I've got the We Are Memory Keeper button press and a bit of nothing really. These are some organza that I just really liked, so I need to put them somewhere else really. I picked these up in a charity shop. They were £1, but they go with the colours on my desk, and I want to attach them onto the doors of the cupboard and propagate some of my flowers and pop them in there. So I just thought I'd look quite nice. And then I've got some hair gel there, but that's for the underwater cards when I do the gel filled cards. And then this one here is the one that I use every single day. So it has all my black inks, your watermark, I've got acrylic blocks, my rags there, microfiber cloths and more. It's just all black, and obviously some white ones there as well. I've got little remotes for my lights, spare stainless steel pins for the glue, and those are just some clips for extension leads. And then in this one here I have hand cream. I've got my anti-static buddy, glue erasers. It's just little bits and pieces for like tools. I've got a sharpener, staples, again just a bit of all sorts really. What was there though? I feel I've moved something, and then obviously now I've created that space. I've also got the wax paper there for when I need it for my foam pads. Talking about foam pads, this is where I keep them all, and all the other adhesives. So I've got my refills for the tape runners, all of my double-sided tape, and then here I've got another, that's that big Arteza one, which is getting much smaller now. But here you can see all of my different foam pads, all the foam squares, Velcro dots, foam on the rolls, red tape, little stamp adhesives. So again, this is used all the time. And then This one here is my glue guns, my heat gun, straighteners for the ribbons, and then just other glues that I've used but I haven't quite finished. They're always handy to have. Spare glue bottles to decant things into, and then a few mediums there. That's the envelope gum. No, that's masking gum, sorry, that's the envelope gum. And a couple of those need to move really. And then the last one has some bits from some other brands that I can't share yet. So again, I'll leave that one. So we'll just come back up. I'll show you the desk because it was a black one. I actually ordered it wrong when it arrived. Oh, I realised I ordered a black and it should have been white. So I decided to cover this one and I filled it with glitter, and then I've put a thin layer of resin over the top. And I don't know if you can really see the shine on it. Just about, I think, yeah, you can kind of see it catching the light there, but it's really nice. It's just made it into a really strong desk. So then I've got my alcohol markers, my watercolor markers, and some extra pencils at the end here. These are all in wine racks that I got from the pound shops. They're all £1 each, and every now and then I just went and picked up so many at a time, and now I've got enough that fit in there really nicely. So I love this. And then I've got just a little vase there with bits and pieces that I've made, stuff from my travels. I've got my big bite and I've got my colour wheel there. And then in the centre, I have a little Bob Ross shrine. This has kind of happened all through lockdown, really. These have been sent to me as gifts, things that I've got myself. And it's just a bit of fun. I really like it. This is a really old paperweight. I've had this since I was a little girl. I've always liked it. I've just got a pen in there. And then my little mixed up craft with the Scrabble letters. And then up here, this is new. I did have another frame here, but now I've got this piece of storage, which is actually, I've got another one which I'll show you in a minute, but I took the front off and I screwed it into the wall, and it's got all of my Made to Surprise, all the collections die cuts in there. So I'm going to get that all labelled. That's not the date. I need to change that. And then up here is the big interview that I had with Simply Cards and Papercraft. And that's the first magazine that was a picture of my face on it, so I thought I'm gonna keep that. I'm pretty proud of it. So that's up there. I've got a glittery pair of scissors there, and then along here I've just got top shelf. It's just got just bits and pieces. That's my dad's stamp when he was in the Navy. That's the stamp that he had for his, that he put onto his own hat, and he's kindly let me have it. And then that was a piece of rock that he found on the beach, and I used to keep pens in it. That's been made for me. My sister gave me that. My auntie gave me the dog. That's a little lantern. And then some of you may remember this one that I made. I just really like it. I spent a while colouring that, and I just want to keep it. And then this shelf here just has all kinds of bits and bobs. So I've got my brushes, and I've got blending brushes. I don't tend to use these so much, but they're handy just to keep still, you know, if other people come round and want to craft or something happens to the other ones. I've always got backups. This has got all my ribbons, little bows in. I love this card. I made it a long time ago, but I've always liked that one. And then I've got other different game tiled letters. I've got all Scrabble ones in different sizes at the backs there. And then this is an old roses, vintage roses, sweets. And it's filled with pom-poms. Sorry about the focus there. And then I've also got the water brushes all there as well. And then these units here I got when I used to live in Asia. You can get them over here. I was fortunate enough to pay pennies for these. I literally paid a couple of pounds. They're quite, some of the clear acrylic storage can be quite expensive now. I think it's become so popular in the makeup industry. I mentioned that when I done this as a separate video. So I'm not going to open all these up individually. I think I do that in that other video, so I will link that one up here. But you can see there, I mean, there's batteries, other tiled letters, wooden embellishments, elastic, just all kinds of things in there, loads of stars, lollipop sticks. But it's just, you never know when you're going to use these things, so I always keep them, but I like them organised and I like to be able to see them. And that continues down on this one. So these are the smaller cubes, but you get more drawers, and they're just filled with so many different things. I've got the googly eyes, buttons, little kind of decorations there, toppers, all filled with so many different things. Again, I'm trying not to go too fast. You can see everything in there, but if you want to see more detail, like I said, check out that video. And then in front of everything there, I've got some old vintage rulers. I've had them for years. I just like them. Different mugs people have sent me, given me, made for me. Really nice. I've got a Tonic coaster there. So that's all the stumps. Love this card that I made. My nodding cat, which I've had for years. Or lucky nodding cat. Waving cat even. And then this has got these ones here are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Just, I know that I've only got a few of them. I might have a couple more that I've mixed up with some others actually, which I need to sort out. And then there's some cutting knives in there as well. But if I just come back out again, so you can see just how that all looks together. It's just a really nice unit. Because this is a small space, I felt I needed to go high. You can see just how, you know, close I am to the ceiling there. And it just works really well. And I just pan all the way down there. You can see everything. So then we'll come around to my desk area. So if I just stand back here, you can see. So I used to actually sit just down here where these things are. I used to have another chair there. So I had a sit down desk and a stand up desk. But I just found I was just always here. And if I wanted to sit down, I sat on the chair. If I stood up, yeah, I could. So I thought, you know, I need some more storage. So under here, I've got 2 trolleys. And then I've got my recycling and my waste bins. And I've got lots of bits under here. So I'm going to kind of show you some of that, but it's going to get a bit too dark. We'll wheel out the trolleys. But the back of this here I made, or I decorated. So it's just a bar stool, which I picked up from UK bar stools. And then these are all made, I die cut them from felt and stuck them all on the back. There's some acetate butterflies in there as well. I'm really pleased with that. I think it's come out really nicely. So on this side here, if I start from the very top, again, sorry about the focus there. So these two are some vintage Royal Mail storage boxes. I've actually got cards that have been sent to me are all in there. Just thought it was quite a nice place to keep them. And then I've got a little bear there that was made for me. That's the storage unit that I've made. That's on my channel. And then here are all of my Papercraft Society boxes, starting from the very first one. I've got another one that I need to get. There's a vintage letter rack with all of my vintage postcards and cards. I love collecting them, and that is rammed full of them. Then I've got my coloured pencil storage along there, my diary. Then I've got my 2 die machines, so it's just easy for me to grab. And then here is all of my dies. So I have all the larger on the A4 sheets there, and then all of just everything. This is all the dies I have. I don't think I actually have that many, to be honest, when I look at other craft room tours, but it's all categorized, circle dies. You know, again, I've got a separate tutorial showing you how I organize all this. So again, I'll link that one up here. You can see, and then that's my newest Christmas collection there, just so it's at hand because I'm using it a lot at the moment. And then if I just move my lamp, you can see here is all of my distressed oxides, all in colour order or following the swatch that they make for you. You can see all of them there. I thought I'd had them all, and then when I'd done this I realised I've got 5 more to go. You can see the gaps for them, so I need to check those out. And then I've got this here. It doesn't have brushes in it anymore, but I love this. It's actually a Pampered Chef cooking, you know, I guess utensil holder or something. But I've had this for a while now, and I love it. And it's just got all the tools, all the things you see me use are all in here, so it's just easy for me to grab. Then I have my iPad, so I can watch movies. Hello. And that's where I do my Facebook Lives. Then I have my clamp there again, doing the Facebook Lives. And if you watch the Facebook Lives, there's the bench that I talk about, and we always have a little bit of a laugh. Here's the puppets that I have hanging, which was some of the inspiration behind my Christmas puppet collection. And then I've got my rainbow blending brushes in the window there. Then this is a newer piece of storage, which I picked up from the pound shop. This was actually £2, but still, and this one rotates. And again, just really handy. So it's got my my sharpener, my magnetic pickup tool, other adhesive runners, and then on the top there you can see all the glue. I've got a paperweight, and that's my desk hoover. Blending solution. You can see everything there. I've got a little post-it note. This is another one that was sent to me. And then here I have my smaller cutting guillotine. And then again, without going too fast, I've got my large cutting mat. And then you'll see I've got my larger rotary cutter just under there. They fit really nicely. So this is the shorter desk, the Linnmon desk, but it's attached either side of the other Billy bookcases. So these are the larger Ikea Billy bookcases, so you can see from the top, and it goes all the way down with the desk on that middle shelf. So you can just see there. So I'll pull the trolleys out, we can look through them, and if the light's a bit better, I might be able to lighten it when I edit this video. I'll show you what's in all of those as well. So this is the first trolley. So on the top there, it's got my 8x8 paper pads and my mini Cricut Joy. It's got mainly my own 8x8 pads, then I've got some Daisy May, and then mainly First Edition and Dovecraft. In fact, I think that's what all of those are. I go to those a lot. And then I've got some pencils and pens, gel pens on the side, an empty one there. And then the last two are just filled with all things that I use for my scrapbook layouts. So this one here has all my alphabet, like thickers, it's just full of different stickers. There's lots of Rosie Studio, and then you'll see all of the thickers are all at the back there. So I do have quite a lot. Not as many as others, but there's a lot there for me. And then there's some more at the back, and then that there I picked up from a charity shop, and it's just filled with already cut sentiments, but some really cool, really unusual ones in there. And then on the bottom here it's just more stickers, lots of Rosie Studio. I've got some shaker kind of shells there. It's just loads and loads of stickers, but I keep them all in there because it's easy for me to go to. These are a couple of the American crafts. I've got Amy Tan and I've got Heidi Swap, and that's all on one of these trolleys. So this isn't an Ikea one, this is actually from Hobbycraft, but it's very, very similar to the, I think the Raskoff in Ikea, but I think these were cheaper. And they do them in white and they do them in mint. I think they might have more colours now as well. And then this is the second trolley. So I've got my embossing folders here, and then my 6x6 pads. I think I'm going to end up rearranging all this. This is getting very tight now, so I need to actually sort this out. So I'll probably end up having just embossing folders on the top, and then do something different with the 6x6 pads. That's my little swatch for my embossing folders, but I've got more now, so again I need to update that. And then on this one I have more pens. These are more fine liners, glitter pens. And then on the bottom I have all of my card blanks. Lots of those get used for the magazine commissions. I tend to make, in my tutorials, I make my own 5x7 and 6x6 ones. These are shop brought, so the sizes are always a little bit different, but they're perfect for when I do all the magazine commissions. And I've also got the clear wallets at the end there. And then on this side, it's a storage full of buttons and some other sequins. And that's just an empty side there, but that's got the, I've showed these before when I've done scrapbook layouts. It's the thickers, these things here, they're like template guides to give you different effects on your layouts. So whilst the trolleys are out, I've got a printer at the top there. This one I grab and put on my desk, and that's got my mini Sizzix sidekick and the plates, and there's also my magnetic base plate there for the die machines. And then, to be honest, a lot of these aren't that full, so it's just another great space for me to have for storage. But I've got some of the Angelina fibres, I've got my snaps set there and the setting tools. This one has got feathers and some organza pockets. I think this one's empty. This is probably a boring craft room tool. This one here has got all the handles from for when I make my gift bags. These are the designer gift bag handles, so when I go shopping and I get any of these nice ones, I keep them. That's what you see me use. This one here has all of my wax melts and the different stamps. They're pre-made ones that are in there. This one's an empty one, but I've just put the scraps in there, which I'll be using for another scraps video. I've actually got, I think, 2 already filmed. This is one now that I wasn't going to do, but because I've got a lot left over, I'm now going to do another one using these. In here is my watercolour. Yeah, I think this is all as my rollers as well, but I think, oh no, this is my alcohol inks. Yeah, which, do you know what, I haven't used. It's so naughty. I'm going to get those out. And then this is all the bits for the foil press, the Gemini foil press. So there's the plates and all of the foils. This one here is all packing tape, markers, labels and stuff for when I send out my mail. This one has stencils and the gel plates in. I want to get a better storage solution for these, really, because I'm worried that my stencils are going to get damaged. So if anybody's got any ideas, any kind of tips on what they do and how they store their stencils, I'd really be interested. So yeah, I want to find a better way for that. And then this one here has spare plates. Even though they're broke, I keep them in case one of my ones I'm using at the moment completely snaps in half. These ones do still work. So eventually I'll get rid of them, but I keep them for now. Then I've got We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool, the We Are Memory Keepers, what was this one? The wire, what's it called? Oh, the jiggy, what was it? Happy Jig, that's it. It's actually really nice, I just forget to use it. And this is another We Are Memory Keepers tool, but this one, to be honest, I might as well get rid of it, it's useless. I think it's a terrible tool, but anyway, it's called, oh no, that's the Happy Jig. Like I said, I love the Happy Jig, but this one I never got on with. I don't think it's very good at all. So yeah, it's a little bit of all sorts in there. And then the last one's more cards that have been sent to me, which I need to pop in that other one. And then in there, I just have large A3, watercolour card, an old scoreboard, extender plates, and another kind of pad there as well. And that is the packing that it came with one of my craft label deliveries, but I really like it, and I did say I was going to do something with that, so again, it's another reminder. And then just across there you can see my 2 bins, and then we'll move on to that side. So on this side here, so you can see some decoration around the top of my window, and then I've got different 3D projects that I've made at the top there, some artwork that was sent to me, and then these are all my stamps. So all of these are all filled with my stamps. So again, when I'm doing my lives, this is what I'm pulling out. I love that I've got it all either side of me. When I sit down, I don't have to really get up that much. I've got everything within arm's reach. Again, I've got the video showing you how I organise all this. Right at the very top, I've got my labelling machine in the top left there, and spare like plastic sleeves, magnetic sheets. You can see everything there. And then right down by me, I've got, this one's all of my Made to Surprise. This one's all Daisy May. I use those a lot. And then these are all my sentiments. So you can see there, that's the shelf. These are the ones I go to the most. And then kind of the next lot of important stamps. I've got all my creative stamping in one. And then Christmas I've just brought closer because I'm starting to use that more. And then I've got flowers and nature and so on. And then the top I've got like spring and Easter because that's obviously past. Whimsical, alphabet, planning, you know, the things I don't go to a lot, but they're still all there. But that works really well. And then back down under here, I've got my laminating machine. This is my We Are Memory Keepers Bloom. I'll just move this out of the way. It's a lovely piece of storage. You just twist the top and then everything else opens up. You can see you've just got so much stuff in here. Corner protectors, more embellishments. It's all metal hardware that I keep in this one. And you've got a little space at the top there as well to be able to pop more bits in, and then that just, try and do it one-handed, there we go, it all just folds itself up into that lovely flower shape. Then in here, all my washi tapes. I mean, really, I don't use washi tapes, so maybe that's another thing that I need to maybe revisit. I could maybe do a series on using washi tapes, I don't know. Then on these two here, I do use all these bits and pieces though. So I've got, this one is full of, if I bring it down there so you don't get too much of a glare, there we go. It's all full of the pegs, just all different ones. I use them on gift bags, nice for mini albums, junk journals, some really cute little designs in that one. This one here is full of all of my hardware for my gift bags. So I've got all my D-rings, I've got buckles, key rings, different clasps, other corner protectors, coloured D-rings, all kinds of bits and pieces in there. I've got these little buckles, so that's all in that one. And then this one here is all of my wooden embellishments again. I've got some in those drawers that I showed you earlier. I've got some of the action wobblers there as well. But some of you recognise all the bits and pieces in there. It's a bit of a mix. Those Christmas things I need to take out and put into the Christmas storage, really, not in there. And then in the end there, I've just got my flatback pearls, which you see me use in a lot of my videos. Again, it's just handy being able to just grab those. And then these are more clasps for my gift bags. So these are the magnetic ones. And then these ones here are the poppers. To be honest, I use these as well on my soft crafts. But it's just handy that they're all in these little boxes. That's how they come. They're all from Amazon. Again, if I remember, I'll link these below. And then on the bottom shelf, I've got my sewing machine, my sewing box just there. And then this is full of the scraps from my own collection of paper pads. So again, I just keep that there because it's easy for me to grab. And when I've got to do any samples and stuff, I go to that festival. And then it's this huge unit. So this basically has everything in it. It goes right to the ceiling. You can see when I was measuring this, I was actually nervous to, you know, when it all arrived, because I thought, I hope my tape measure is correct, because it is literally just, it's the full height of this room. But I'll just come down. So that top one has a single 4-shelf Kallax. Then I have another single 4-shelf Kallax. Now the reason I've got them in all these different sizes because I've brought them at different stages, and it just so happened that they worked together. And then either side, so here and here, are 2 of the 8 cube Kallax side by side. And then because this, when they're together like that, you actually have a gap, and you'll see there it fits perfectly my scoreboards. So if I just go back again, you can see then it goes down, and I've got them all. I like a vinyl, as you can tell. And then I've got that thin unit at the end there. So we'll look a bit closer. So we'll start at the top. So I'm right at the very top. So this one here has all of my fabric and wool. So this is in the basket. Again, this is an Ikea basket that fits into your Kallax. I'm not going to pull that all out, just gives you an idea, but that fits in there perfectly. And then this one is craft. It's cheaper than therapy. So in here I have my resin, and I've got my, what else is that one actually? It is, oh, soap making as well. So some other crafts that I do like to do. I'm doing a lot more resin. I've got some nice gift ideas. There are different molds in there. And then this one says, in crafting, there are no mistakes, just unique creations. And these are all the giveaways that I have for my Facebook Lives. So this is what I mean by the space that I like to give it. I don't want to have anything more than what can fit into this cube, but that's where I keep everything. So I've got enough for the moment. That's what's in that one. And then here is that other of that one that's on the wall, but this one's empty. And then I've got my Gemini, the electronic machine, which I don't really use, but it's a great backup for if I do struggle with my big shot, or if it's really not cutting something, then that's going to do it. So I do, you know, still keep it. I will use it, but it's up there because it's not something I need to use all the time. So then back down, so I have all my scraps, and this is how I keep them. Again, you would have seen these feature in most videos. I always go to this first and pour these out, and they just store really nicely. I've just done this so many different ways over the years, but this way just works brilliantly. I've never felt frustrated with this. If they do get too bulky, then I'll go through and I will end up, you know, donating more scraps to primary school, but otherwise it works, you know, just as it is. And then these are all my paper pads. I am going to actually start to categorize these, and I'm going to make little dividers, because obviously I use my papers all the time, and sometimes when I'm really after a specific one and I know it's there, it can be frustrating when it takes a while to find it. So I am going to go back through these, but they go down here. Again, I don't think I've got too much. I am very much a use it up person. I love using my papers. I love cutting into brand new paper pads because I want to create lovely things with it, and then I know that something even nicer is going to come out again. So I do get through my papers a lot. And again here, and then that's just got some Christmas in, that's some vinyl, that's double-sided glitter card, and that's the Violent Veg set there. And then I've got some new pads, and I've got a load of Lidl cardstock which I've just got, which I need to get into this as well. And then here is all the pattern paper scraps. So again, exactly the same way as the plain cardstock, but this is all the pattern. So pretty much every paper pad that I've got a plastic envelope with the scraps. So I'll go to this first and then I'll go to that. And then on the side here is all the magazine papers that you get, all from different kits. I keep them all just on the side there. Then these two here, this is A4 and this is 12 by 12. And then this is A4 glitter and mirror card. So I've got the glitter and mirror card scrap drawer, but these are all the full sheets. So you'll see there, just all, try to do it in colour. So like silver, gold, and then kind of goes down into your darker colours there. This one here, I've got all of my quick dry Harmony inks. Again, use these a lot. And then we come down to the last of the, what are these? The cupboards, 3, 6, 9. These are 12 cupboards. This one here, I am crafting today. That's office stuff. So again, not really interesting. And then this one, keep it clean. So I have my tissue on there, which really, if you've got a craft room, you should have a roll at hand because there's always spillages or something to clean. And then inside I've got all my glues, rubbing alcohol, adhesive sprays. I've got some white spray there, which I use to spray the MDF storage, which I've got to do. And then this one says made to create pretty things. And then I have in here, I've got a mini album. This is a sealer. It's in another language, but it's a vacuum sealer. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. And then these have got all of my templates in, that one. These have got all my scraps of grey board, which are great for smaller projects. 2 canvas, A4 canvas frames there, which I'll use for mixed media. And then 2 old trimmers, which are great for cutting the grey board. So I keep them in there. And then this one says, I just want to create pretty things and ignore all my adult problems. And this was a little thing that a friend brought me. Do more of what makes you happy. And then in here, that is full of all of the samples for my latest Papercraft Society box. So I will be needing and using all that when I do some of my live crafting and start to use all of that. So that's going to be fun. And in here, it's just full of all the tissue paper from all of the Papercraft Society boxes. I keep it all for wrapping gifts, and there's some wrapping paper in there as well. And then this one says Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. All of these vinyls are free SVG files that I found online. You usually just have to register with the website and then they will send it to you. I think the only ones I've paid for is a little vinyl that's behind me, but otherwise they are all free to download. So this one, oh, it's just got a, that's my commission, magazine commissions all go in there. This one then says Born to Craft. And in here I have all of my mini albums that I've made. I did have them all displayed, but obviously I've gone higher with my storage now, which I really need. But eventually when I do move and I get a bigger space, I'm going to have these in a glass cabinet. So they're all displayed and appreciated. But for now, they're safe and kind of being looked after inside that little cube. But it also means I haven't really got the space to be able to make many more at the moment. But at least I know they're okay in there. This one says crafter, and then it's the meaning. I actually used to have this in black on my desk, and I did share this. I think it might have been a photo. Sorry, my knee just clicked then. A person who hoards beautiful and shiny objects. I really like that one. And then in there, I just have my little mini bureau, which has got all of my flowers in. Again, this is a tutorial. I show you how to make this. It's a very popular tutorial. People are still making and sharing it in the group. Lots of people make it as nice gifts as well. It's a lovely one for a present. And then this one, keep calm and have Tonic's tea cake. I actually done this one myself because I love them. In here, it's just got all my empty kind of little storage things. So when I launch a collection, I tend to die cut lots of pieces and then I'll put them into different little, you know, storage things and have them in videos and stuff. That's where they are. That's an A4 storage. I've got my Cricut bag there, another little storage bag, some storage envelopes. That's all in there. And then down on the bottom here, you've got Just a Woman Building Her Craft Empire. I really like that one. And then inside, they're all my scrapbook albums. And that's a mini DIY kitchen, I think that one is. I actually used to make them a lot, and I had a few of them when I lived in Asia. So I've got that one. I will get around to making it one day, but it's there at the moment. And then this one says, Make Craft, Not War. And in here are all the envelopes that I send any mail out. So if you've won any of the giveaways, you'll always have it in one of these yellow pouches. pockets, envelopes. And then these two here, these two bins, you can see exactly what's in them. Christmas crafting starts here and Easter crafting starts here. So I do like to, I will get this out and end up actually putting it into my craft room, probably from the end of September, but then ready, you know, when I finish the Christmas crafting, I then put it all away again. But this is just filled. I mean, there's going to be new stuff being added all the time, but I've got these I can't wait to use. These were made for me, and they'll be used this year. This is all new bits. It's just filled. I'm not going to get that all out. It's just lots of Christmas stuff. And then again, this one here is all Easter crafts. Lots of things you'll recognise. You would have seen me using videos. I didn't do a lot of Easter crafting at all this year. I think even last year, I think just with the pandemic, especially last year, we weren't seeing family and stuff. I just really didn't make a lot. So some of this is, yeah, I've had it for quite a few years now. But I do want to do some more 3D projects using these little picket fences. So yeah, that will all get used. And then lastly is this thin unit here. So if I just start from the bottom, I've just got a couple of empty shelves with some glass jars there. It's just got all the small bits and pieces. This is all embossing powders in this one, this shelf, and also this one here. And then all of the rest of the shelves are all embellishments. Usually when you get these, they come in little plastic pouches. You put them together, you forget about them. I need, again, to see these things, otherwise I don't use them. But I've got some sequin pots there. Got my glass water droplets, all different brads in there, some snowflake ones, lots of sequins. Then all of my brads that I've been using recently, 5 and the 8mm eyelets again, and then more sequins, all for like shaker cards. There's loads. You can see how many are inside. This unit was, I think, about £20 from Ikea, and it's really useful. And then the top one there, and then right at the top is a card that my mum made, which I really like, so I just keep that one up there. And then also I thought I would show my lampshade, which is covered in pom-poms. So the lampshade was a couple of pounds from the charity shop, and then I added all the pom-poms on myself, and I just love it. At night time it's really nice, if you can see them all there. So I'm back at the door, so you can see again just how it looks. I mean, I love it. It's a really nice space. I love coming into here every morning. I feel very inspired. Again, just go up there. Just so you can see how it all looks together. So if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll try and link as much of the product as possible. The IKEA things, obviously I'm not going to link all of the individual kind of craft supplies that I have, but the videos, different storage kind of ideas that I've shared, and organisation things, stuff like that. But I will, like I said, try and share as much as I can. But yeah, if you've got any questions about anything specific, drop me an email or pop it in the comments below. And there's also some more things that I've made just there as well, which I don't think I showed close up, but I've done a tutorial. That's another little mixed media altered embroidery hoop, that one, and that's a little pin board, and then I've got a little mouse head there which was made out of felt. But yeah, there you have it. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I always get a little bit, I don't know what it is about craft room tours when you film them yourself. I just feel it's, you know, I'm sharing a bit of my own home, my own private space, and yeah, I just hope it's helped some of you and given you some ideas, you know, to use maybe in your own creative spaces. Apologies if there has been a few issues with the autofocus. I think it's not been too bad, but yeah, there you have it. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again very soon with more fun tutorials from this lovely creative space. Bye.